Hey guys, Miss Patty, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to MPAI Labs. Today I'm going to break everything down pretty simple and hopefully I can speak, okay? It's understanding the AI race. We're going to do some terms. I know the news, you have heard open source, open weight, closed source. What is it? So the audience that I want, okay, are beginners, which I teach beginning, of how to use, ChatGPT and all the other platforms. Business owners, you're welcome. Content creators, obviously, you're welcome. And podcasters, okay? But this is just basic models. I'm not going to go very technical because that's not my audience, okay? So I'm going to do some terms. I'm going to name the terms. I'm going to keep it simple in the meaning and some examples, okay? First term is AI model. That's basically the AI brain. For example, ChatGPT, okay? An LLM, everybody who, follow me should know what this is. It's a large language model like Claude, ChatGPT, Llama, Arena, okay? Those are large language models. Prompt is basically how you are instructing the AI, okay? So basically when you go to any LLM, you see this, middle paragraph and you're going to basically give instructions to the AI. For example, give me an email or give me an example of so and so, or I want to learn how to do this, or prepare me in a PDF, 5 basic things that I need to do on this vacation. Okay, that's prompting. Okay, prompting can be small or it can be, pretty lengthy. Okay, you can't just go a black cat. That's not prompting. Okay, but you can check my other videos regarding that. Tokens, this is a new word, everybody, is basically words that AI read. For example, it's like a Lego block. Okay, you're going to hear tokens a lot. You're going to see a lot of these LLMs say so much tokens. Okay, another word that you have heard, in the news or on our social media is tokens. It's the AI knowledge connections, like billions or trillions of parameters. Okay, training is basically teaching AI, reading millions of books or sources that's out there. Fine tuning is another one that it's coming up a lot, especially on all the newscasts. Okay, is basically it's specialized training. For example, if lawyers AI, okay, it's basically fine tuning regarding that specific area. Okay, hallucination, I have a hard time saying that, sorry about that. It's an AI basically making things up. ChatGPT does hallucinate a lot. It's getting better. It's giving you wrong answers that sound right. Okay, so yes, remember AI is a tool. They will hallucinate. Context window is basically an AI short-term memory. It's how much it remembers in one chat. Believe it or not, they're getting better. So these are the terms that you should know. AI model, brain, LLM, large language model, prompting, instructing, or give instructions to the AI. Tokens is reading the AI words. Parameter is the AI knowledge connection. Training is teaching the AI. Fine tuning is specialized training. Hallucination, they're just lying to you, but it sounds right. Okay. Context window is AI short-term memory. Okay. Most likely, I probably might do this in a PDF so you can have it. Okay. So remember, I was telling you there's a closed model, an open model, and then also an open weight. for example, a closed model would be ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok. Okay, so those are closed models. I will give you the pro and the con regarding that. Okay, so here is an example that is given me, but I don't like it. Okay, so just imagine you're drinking a Coca-Cola. You can buy it, but you cannot see the recipe. That's a closed model, basically. You can work on, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, but you don't know truly what's the true secret about it. And then they charge you. Okay. So the pro is very easy. Okay. It's secure to a certain extent, in my opinion. It's fast. It does learn some of your behavior, and it's a great support. For example, everybody can use, ChatGPT on the phone. Now it has a voice. You can speak to it. It'll give you information real quick. Same as Claude and Gemini and Grok when you're using X. Okay. So what do you think the con is when it comes to a closed source? Well, can't see how it works for one. You have limited customization. You have a different paid tier, and the company controls everything. And realistically, all your information, where is it really going? It's supposed to go to the cloud. Okay. So I pulled up an article. So basically, the closed model, it's more controllable and it's taking your money. Okay. I pay $20, for example, for my Plus plan that I use for CT. And, overall, it works for me because I have, it doing tasks that I don't have time to do. It's very convenient, very easy, but I don't put any personal information on there, okay? Because that eventually will leak. Just let you know. And I'm going to keep it simple like that, okay? That is the actual closed model, okay? And we're actually having a little discussion like on social media regarding that. An open source, it's stable, it's free, okay? You have an open web UI, and you can change certain things on there. You can download it if you want to into your own device. It's very transparent. It improves because the community is actually improving the actual open source. I'm more so in favor of open source. So once again, that's the pros. Free, very transparent, lots of community improvement, and unlimited customization. And you can download it once again on your own device. So what's the con? Okay, it's harder to use. It can break, unfortunately. Okay, and the security depends on the community. So that's the backside of it. Now, there is a difference between open source and open weight. Okay, open weight it belongs to the llama family, menstrual models and gamma. So you can download the AI brain or the weight, but not the actual factory that it's built on. Okay. So you have to think of it like buying a finished Lego castle. I like Legos, by the way. That's a good example. Without the instruction manual, you have the castle, but you don't know how it was built. So that's the basic open weight. And another thing I want to discuss is, would you rather have a reliable open source, that is free, that you can customize, and you can download it on any of your, devices, or would you rather have a closed source where it's easy, it's always going to be there, you have to pay for it, and it's not customized. But it works for you because it's really simple. If you don't like one tier, you can upgrade, another tier, and you get, it just open more resources for you. Let me know, okay? So, the next thing that I want to discuss is who is actually winning the AI race. Right now, there is a lot of constraint in the news here in the US regarding, China, okay? So we have OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, XAI here, and Microsoft. That's basically the large players here in the US. In China, you have DeepSeek, ZAI, Minimax, Baidu, and also Alibaba. Okay, totally different way. DeepSeek really changed, when it came out like a couple years ago, changed the way AI is, been seen. And I'll keep it like that because, once again, this is just basic information, okay? Now, China focused heavily on low-cost models, rapid deployment, if I can read my own notes, open weight releases, they're very reliable, so you can just adopt it to any of your system, okay? And as of right now, but it will change in the future, I think. The US is leading in many of its frontier models, especially Claude or Fable 5, okay? But China is coming in very quickly and very competitive. Once again, the low cost, the efficiency, and they're closing the gap quickly. So a lot of the U.S. government sees that. So I'm not going to, debate about that. But would you rather have a cheaper, more effective AI that you can run, than a closed model where it charges you more? Let me know, okay? And now we're going to talk about privacy. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Privacy, everybody asks for privacy, but we're always having our information out there. And that's another thing regarding the AI race between, United States and China. China banned, using, the US model and vice versa. Okay. So we're just going to leave it at that. In my opinion, and I'll tell you that, I think after 9/11, our privacy just went out the window. So our smartphones can hear us, our TV can hear us. We have, what you call it, Google and Amazon, in our house so they can hear us. So do we have any privacy anymore? Not really, in my opinion. But we still need to really control about that. So who has more control? Okay. AI is in our workplace, is on our smartphones, is in our doctor's office. They're all over the place. Okay. You're starting to see AI used in traffic stops. You're starting to see some in the law division. You're starting to see like more and more AI pop up in every single industry. Obviously not blue collar yet, okay, but in the tech industry, you see it in, especially in the healthcare. You're starting to see more and more and more AI. So it's not slowing down; it's actually speeding up. Okay. Another thing that I was thinking and that I brought to my attention too, that I saw a little snippet should we have a universal AI rules? Okay, so just let me know. Should there be rules regarding, how AI is used, our privacy, our copyright, especially when it comes to music, deep fakes, national security. These things are very, very important. So, do you think we should have a universal AI rule that everybody should abide by? Each country is different, and it's so hard to bring everybody to the table. This is something that I thought about. Should we, have a universal AI rule? In my opinion, yes, but I'm not going to go into that yet. Okay. So the next thing, where is AI going? In the next 5 or 10 years, are we going to see more AI agents? Are we going to see more personal assistants? In the medical industry, are we going to see more AI doctors? How about teaching? Are we going to see more robots? Are the humanoids is coming? We're probably what 5, 10 years out. We see a lot of AI in on YouTube. It is crazy. Music is ridiculous. There's so much AI generated stuff. Video generation. We're starting to see, movies, more anime, 3D worlds. All this. Where is AI going for us? Because it's just in our life in every single sector. Okay. So, what job is secure? What are we going to do? And remember, AI is still a tool that we have to use effectively. Okay. What job is going to change? It definitely changed the tech industry in the last year or two. Okay. So these are things that was just coming up. I need y'all to let me know what you think, and also which model do you prefer. There was release on ChatGPT, lots of a new improvement on there. Claude for coding, Gemini, same as Llama. Are you going to do DeepSeek, which is amazing for research? Just let you know. Are you going to use Grok? Once again, you need to figure out, do you want to do an open source, open weight, a closed source? Are you going to be building? Are you going to be a user? These are all things that you need to figure out, because AI is definitely, 90% of our life right now. Everything that we touch and do, it's AI. I call my doctor is an AI. I call my pharmacy, it's all answered by AI. Okay. So just let me know, what do you think about all this that I have brought to you? So once again, let me know, are you in favor of open source, open weight, or closed source? Okay. Remember to stay kind and hydrate, and don't forget to sign up for our AI Insights. Lots of things going on. It seems like I have to update my community because every day there's something new regarding AI. Remember, stay kind, hydrate, and I will talk to you later. Ja, what's today?